Twelfth Man, brought to you by Coca-Cola, sharing in the real magic of football.
Welcome, one and all. This is the 12th Man here on TTT. It's going to be an interesting night. That's all I will say. Let's have a look at what's going on in terms of the thoughts. The league has restarted for many teams. Liverpool seem on course to win yet another title and join Manchester United with the most titles, 20. That's how it's looking right now. They're 12 points clear of Arsenal, followed by Nottingham Forest, then Chelsea and Manchester City in that order. Over in Spain, Barcelona hold a 3-point lead. It's a tenuous lead because they seem to go off sometimes, but they are still 3 points clear of Real Madrid, with Atletico Madrid back in third position. Over in France, it's all about Paris Saint-Germain. They are 21 points clear. 21 points clear. Makes no difference. They are certainly on their way title. Harry Kane might win a title at last with Bayern, but because they are 6 points clear of Bayern Leverkusen. We'll see how it goes. The other competitive league is over in Italy. Yes, because Inter Milan lead by 3 points from Napoli, Atalanta, and that's the top three over there. We haven't seen much of Juventus this season, the old lady. Well, we'll talk more about that when we come back from the break, because when we come back from the break, we'll be talking with Spain, someone from Spain, we'll be talking with someone from Italy, and we'll also be talking with Manchester, and we'll be going to London. There's a lot to talk about. Champions League is on next week, European League for some teams as well. A lot. Not La Liga, a lot. We'll be back.
Diamonds are forever, and so are true sports fans. Here in Trinidad and Tobago, the women do it the best. And if there's one man we know you can trust, it's the 12th man, Andre Errol. Catch him every Thursday on TTT's #1 sports show. And guess what? It's the 5th season, guys. The 5th season, so tune in. It's pure vibes, energy, attention to detail, and you don't want to miss it. My name is Kai Selva, and I'm your former 3-time Olympian, and I'm encouraging you all to tune in every Tuesday. You don't want to miss it. Trust me.
Welcome back. All right. So, as I promised you, we've got a number of guests. We're going to start first with Italy. Scott Rodriguez is here with us. He supports Juventus. He's also a supporter of many teams in the NFL. But we don't want to talk NFL. I don't want to make him sad tonight. I want to stay on soccer. I might just touch NFL a little bit. Just keep it going. All right, Scott, welcome.
Hello. You have me?
Scott, why Juventus? What's the love for Juventus?
Well, that goes back to when I was a little boy in the late 70s. 78 World Cup was the first World Cup I ever remember. Right. And I fell in love with Italy then. And then, I don't know if you all know, but Serie A used to be on TV a lot in the early 80s. And in those days, Platini, Boniek, can't remember now, but a lot of top-class players used to play for Juventus when I was a little boy. When you have these little formative years, when you're 13 and 14 and you have dreams, right? And I fell in love with
Did you dream of playing for Juventus?
No, I didn't. Oh, okay, right. But I love them though. I love Italy.
Italy supporter.
Yes,
all right.
So Italy supporter.
So from that perspective, what's going wrong with Juventus? Because I mean, just like Manchester United and Liverpool, Juventus will consider the old lady, the champion team in Italy, always winning the title.
Yes. Well, one of my most memories, but one of my main memories with Juventus is when they beat Liverpool 1-0 in 1985 with the disaster, right? The Heysel disaster. Yes. But out of that, I suppose in modern football, if you don't recruit well, if you don't, if you're not in a position whereby, there are a lot of turmoil off the field with Juventus in the last 10 years or so. So it's similar to Manchester United. A lot of ownership changes, a lot of corruption charges and that kind of stuff. And I suppose it adds up after a while. And they did something, well, in the Antonio Conte, since he has left, right? They have a lot of, they went back to Allegri. And he was okay, relatively successful, but, a little door. And then they tried something new with Thiago Motta, did work this year. So I suppose they have to rebuild again.
All right,
No?
you sound hopeful.
Always.
All right,
Juventus
got it,
always
got it.
only one step away.
Exactly. We've got a man who's supporting Real Madrid. He's in a happy mood because they're in a generally happy mood. They would have won I have to say honestly, one of the more exciting games I would have watched on Tuesday against Real Sociedad. It really was good end-to-end stuff from both teams. Very competitive. Manasisha is here. Tell us a little bit about your support for Real Madrid. And again, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me. Well, again, I guess for most football fans, it would start at an early age. And for me, it would be Brazilian Ronaldo, as we all know him, Fat Boy.
The real Ronaldo.
Yes, the real Ronaldo.
Yeah.
You know, and it just continued from him, watching him. Then, obviously, you know, Madrid, always going for the best, the Galactico. And Zidane. Ramos, I must add, that has been is my favorite player
Sergio Ramos.
in recent times. Yeah. You know, so leaving from Ronaldo, a forward to a defender, you know, a lot of people was like, oh,
Well, he was a goal-scoring defender, eh?
I mean, amazing. His passion for the game, I just love Sergio Ramos. The leadership quality, everything.
What do you like about this comparison that you have now, this team?
This team, what I've noticed is somewhat Madrid has found a way to instill a belief into the players, and the young players now, they are showing a mentality similar to the Ramos, the Dani Carvajal. I'm not sure if the likes of Toni Kroos and Modric, keeping them within the locker room to pass on that mentality. So I just feel it's a beautiful continuation of that passion for the game and the club. A la Madrid.
Ay, 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 boy, what? Ay, ay, ay. And Ancelotti. All right. The Italian is coming out here. All right, Scott, we hear you. We've got Dr. Nigel Camacho here with us. Of course, we all know him from cricket a lot, but he also follows the NFL. He too didn't have a good NFL, but I don't want to do that again, as I did just now. But right, anyway, Nigel, welcome. Nigel supports Manchester United. Nigel, tell us Manchester United.
Yeah, boy, Andrew, thanks. I mean, my starting followed Manchester United in 1974. You know, Dennis Lowe, Bobby Charlton, and you know those days, and George Best. So those are some of the early ones. In fact, when I started supporting Manchester United in the mid 70s, they got demoted to Division 2.
Okay.
So I went to Fatima College in
Right.
76,
Right.
and when people talking about who you supported, I was kind of ashamed. Same man, you, as we was playing Division 2 football.
Right,
but
right.
luckily at the end of Form 1, we got it back up into Division 1 and now Premiership. But I mean, who could deny Manchester United and their greatness? Everybody loves to hate Manchester United because of their success. And everybody, so I feel proud to be a Manchester United fan.
How will you describe this season so far?
Yeah, it's been I disagree with Scott. We're not in turmoil and we don't have corruption. But we just have bad players.
No corruption.
No.
All right, make sure he clear that one. One, sure.
It's just nonsense. Ever since Alex Ferguson left us, we kind of lost our way, you know.
Yeah.
We've had the odd FA Cup, you know. We won a Europa. We had a few odds. This year we might win Europa again if we get past Leon. But I mean, you know, hopefully we tried a few coaches. Hopefully we can find our way, and what we're sadly lacking is a big player. You know, a Van Basten, a Cantona, you know, a Dwight York.
Hopefully next season.
Yeah, hopefully next season.
Let's round it up here. We've got a man who we know is a supporter of a reasonably good team, a very much good team. Anyway, I don't want to be biased, so I'll let him introduce himself. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Tell us about yourself. Tell us on why. We all know him, Jared, from darts. He's the PRO, Public Relations Officer of the Darts Association of Trinidad and Tobago. Jared is a supporter of Arsenal. Jared, why Arsenal?
The football, the style is simple. I grew up in the Dwight York era, so obviously I grew up where a lot of my colleagues, friends, classmates would have jumped on the Man U bandwagon because of course Dwight York was playing there. But I remember watching Arsenal play football, and that style was addictive, and it hooked me. And then I fell more in love with them around 2002, and I just never looked back. And Arsenal has been, I mean, of course, up and down like any team. Of course, the only thing that we eludes us right now, of course, is the Champions League. I think once I get some kind of Champions League glory from Arsenal, I will be very happy and elated with that. And of course, we have a very big hurdle to hop over next week, in the coming weeks, to of course, hopefully get closer to that goal.
All right, as we go, because of all this noise I'm hearing, it's like you have a fly around here, flying here, a fly buzzing. It's a fly buzzing around here in TTT. But anyway, that notwithstanding, same question I'm going to ask you. Which team, when they lose, and it's going to be all for all of you all quickly, which team, when they lose, Jared, you're happiest?
Ooh, funny. I have to say Spurs. I mean, that's the easy answer, right?
And that happens so regularly now.
Spurs,
That happened so regularly, and they
but
lost recently to Chelsea too.
Spurs and Juventus.
Juventus?
Yeah, but that's a long story. But yeah,
Wow.
Juventus.
All right,
yeah.
we'll come back to that one. We'll come back to that one. You shocked me there. All right, Nigel?
Well, it obviously it's the other Manchester team, City, right? But lately Liverpool giving them some competition.
Yeah.
I don't mind seeing Liverpool lose a little bit too as well. They all the Liverpool in my ears. But City is the one I like to see lose.
And the decision, which one? Well, we know anyway. I still have to ask you.
Yes, of course, Barcelona.
And you don't need to explain.
Oh.
Their fans can do
Yes.
that to many people.
Yes.
All right, so that's excellent.
Okay, full
But-
disclosure, Andre.
Yes.
I'm also a Manchester United
Oh!
fan, right? But I went to Juventus tonight,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And to me, the happiest I feel is when Liverpool loses.
Liverpool.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
and we could-
unfortunately, it's not.
And we can
happening too
understand
often.
why. We
Yes.
can understand why. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back.
We have the best fans in the world. You can't miss the passion of Trinbagonians at a sporting event. At some point, we all become the 12th man or woman. Season 5 of The 12th Man is back and better than ever on TTT with your one and only Andre Errol Batiste. Tune in every Thursday on TTT for the most informative and action-packed show on local television. This is Asha De Freitas, a professional athletic trainer, and in case you did not know, we are your specialists in healthcare coverage for the active population.
All right, welcome back. This is the 12th man here on TTT. Next up, courtesy Coca-Cola, it's questions of football. Let's go. Question number 1. Wow, all right. That's an interesting question. Which player do you feel would no one dare to slap on a football field? Mikel Antonio, let's hope he recovers. Of course, he's injured. He's a Jamaican forward. He's injured right now for West Ham, and he should be back, they say, next season. Antonio Rudiger from Real Madrid via Chelsea. Virgil van Dijk, Liverpool. Gabriel Magalhaes, injured for Arsenal. Joe Linton, Newcastle. Sergio Ramos, still playing football. Manuel Neuer, the goalkeeper from Germany. All right, let me start with you first. Which player you think, Jared, that you wouldn't dare want to slap on a football field?
Rudiger.
Rudiger?
Yeah.
Any reason?
Nah, he has that, he's intimidating.
He's a German?
Yeah, no, he's intimidating.
Yeah.
Rudiger, very intimidating.
Very intimidating indeed. Nigel, any?
Afraid Van Dijk, boy. That Dutchman look a little ignorant, boy.
All right. Manasija, which one?
Well, tested and proven, Sergio Ramos.
I
against
knew you
Barcelona.
was going to go with Sergio Ramos. I mean, Scott,
I would agree with the first one, Rudiger.
Rudiger, eh?
Yeah.
I think I'd agree with Rudiger as well. That man, look, I always remember the picture with him with Haaland. Remember that picture with him with Haaland? He stay on the Haaland shoulder. Haaland couldn't move, you know.
Yeah.
That is just unbelievable. All right, question number 2. Question number 2, again, brought to you by Coca-Cola. All right, if you were international footballer, which would be your wow moment? In other words, which would be your most exciting moment? All right, if you were a footballer. Winning the World Cup, A. Winning the Champions League, B. Winning the Premier League, C. Being named team captain, scoring the winning goal in a final, or playing on a club team with your son. All right, so unless you name LeBron James, obviously, but I mean, anyway, most of the people can't buy a club team to put their son in. All right, anyway, let's go. All right, so Nigel, let me start with you.
World Cup for sure.
Winning the World Cup.
Yeah, that's my number 1.
All right, you want to score the goal too? Or?
I wouldn't mind scoring any goal. Like the hand I got it Maradona.
All right. Manasija, which one for you?
Scoring the winning goal in the World Cup final.
Wee, you easy.
It's possible.
It's always possible. All right. Scott, which one for you?
Winning the World Cup.
Winning the World Cup.
Yeah.
Winning the World
For
Cup.
sure.
All right. Jared?
World Cup.
Well, everybody's going World Cup. All right. Let's see what Trinidad can do. All right. Question number 3. Which legal term applies to your favorite team or an opponent and why? All right. So it could be your team or an opponent, and you tell us why. Because start with Manisha first. Is it appeal? These are all legal terms, right? Restitution and injunction, contempt of court. Hillary did it to Barcelona, yes. But anyway, E, judgment. That actually also is the Barcelona. Wow, looking like that. Continuance and adjudication. So which one of these terms? Is it adjudication? Is it continuance? Is it judgment? Is it contempt of court, injunction, restitution, or appeal? Either your team, you can relate it to your team, or you can relate it to an opponent team. But tell me the opponent team.
Real Madrid continuation, because we're doing an excellent job.
All right. But you're in second right now, you're not, right?
That's fine. That's just for now.
You're not worried?
That's just for now. We're just building up
Okay.
for the final.
You ain't ready about Barcelona?
No, at all. We are looking forward to the final in the Copa del Rey, the final in the Champions League, and somewhat the final to the determined game for the La Liga title, which we have them like the third to last game, I believe.
Last time Barcelona beat all, eh?
Yeah, badly.
Badly.
But
So give us some good
obviously they won 4-0, but I'm good with a 1-0 win in the new camp.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. So that's continuance for you?
Yes.
All right. Scott, which one for you?
Appeal for Juventus. Did I say more?
You don't need to say no more. You don't need to say no more. All right, Jared, which one for you?
Consenting court for the head manager of Tottenham. I don't know how he's still in a position. I don't know how he's still in a job.
This could be his last
Yeah,
season.
I don't know how he's still in a job.
Yeah, I think he started off good, but but he still has a chance to win a title. Eh?
That's it.
If he
That's
wins that
something.
title
Still
in
could win
the European Cup,
something. He can still win
well,
something, yeah.
That's it. Nigel, which one for you?
Mariana file an injunction against man. For the level of play this year, boy. Jesus, Lord. Sometimes I just hold my head, yes?
You wonder, eh?
Yeah. Wow.
All right, it gives us a little bit of time to talk a little bit about the Champions League because of course, right? So we are here. So, Manasija, why you feel that Real Madrid could beat Arsenal next week?
Well, I want to go all the way back to 2004 when they knocked us out in the round of 16. All the teams that would have knocked us out, that 6-year Real Madrid was going through a rut, round of 16 exit. Arsenal was one of those teams. We would have got our revenge on all the other teams besides Arsenal.
I've
been waiting patiently
Okay.
for revenge.
So that is your reason.
Yes, of course.
All
of
right,
course.
let me ask you, Jared, why Arsenal could beat Real Madrid next week?
We said it off here. I think this particular game favors our style. Now, of course, we have I'm being realistic. We have a low chances. Of course, as Real, a very good team. But I think the openness of the game will be end-to-end. And, of course, boosted by the return of Saka. Just that return alone. And Martinelli and the other guys are looking very hungry, looking promising in front of goal. That's all we need. That's all we need. Because once we can take our chances against a team like them, an open-ended team like them, I think we have a very high chance, especially at home. Have to do it at home.
Nigel, from a neutral point of view.
No, I'm not neutral.
Okay.
I'm not neutral.
Okay.
I will get hand on the right here. I'm a closet Barca fan.
Right.
All right. So Rafinha and Yamal, 17-year-old.
Right.
I want to see a 17-year-old lift the Champions Trophy. I just think they have shown times of brilliance this season. I watch Barca. I don't miss a Barca game. Right. So I watch Barca. I mean, I respect Real Madrid because of who they are. But I think Rafinha, boy, he made such a difference. And this Yamal is just a future star for Spain, boy. What a player. I just think they could light it up.
All right. Scott, your perspective.
On Arsenal versus Real?
Yeah.
I don't give Arsenal much of a chance. They just lost Gabriel. And that's a big loss. I don't think they have the firepower to score enough. I think they lack the firepower up front. That's well documented. And not to be upset any Arsenal fans,
of course.
course.
No, we're just talking on this.
But the fact of the matter is that when you meet up Real Madrid with the whole setup is geared towards Champions League.
Yes.
You know, and the coach himself, Ancelotti, they have too much experience and too much firepower and too much, you know, football new throughout the side, you know, for me to see Arsenal, you know, there are other teams I could see, Barcelona or Bayern. I like Bayern. But it's just a bridge too far for us.
Thank you for being honest. And that's all we wanted to be honest. All right? I appreciate all Real Madrid men not as honest. All right? We'll see. The game is to be played on the football field. And anything happens on a football field, as we have seen many times before. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back.
Football can make you happy, also make you sad, but all football fans find a common ground in support of their club teams. In Trinidad and Tobago, the fans jump up with the 12th man on TTT television with Andre Baptiste and feel their spirits lift and their hearts filled with joy. Be part of the new season 5, 12th man, Journey on TTT. This is Bruce Grobler, wishing all Trini fans the very, very best. You'll never walk alone.
All right. Next up, Fantasy Premier League. Gentlemen, any of you all play?
Yes.
All right. Let me start. Nigel, how much points you have, roughly?
1864.
That is good?
No.
Not good?
Yeah.
Scott, you have more than that? Ay.
I'm playing 1900 something.
Whee! Good. And you say you play?
Nope.
Why you don't play?
No, I don't really had the interest in the fantasy football.
You're not in the fantasy.
To be very honest, I'm seeing a decline in football as it is.
True.
Where, the quality, the standard of the football today, you know, so it's like, I can do it all the fantasy.
All right. This is a Real Madrid man wearing an Ajax jersey talking to us, people. All right, it happens. Real Madrid, maybe he wants to change. Anyway, he could defect. You know. He could defect.
Never.
No, I'm just saying you could.
It's just
but having the Ajax jersey would suggest that there was a thoughts. There were thoughts in your mind.
I'm just lending support to...
So you didn't buy a jersey, so you think I go and buy a Man United jersey?
I mean, not a Man United.
You think I go and buy a Chelsea jersey? Never.
But you can buy a Celtic.
Why?
Yeah,
I'm never doing that.
You know?
I ain't doing that.
Yeah, Rangers.
Nigel, you buy the next jersey?
Cavs.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Come on.
You just have to love the colors in the kit, you know.
You
represent love and goodness.
All right.
No.
I don't want to say it's a closet man, but I couldn't say that. Well, there you go.
Never.
All right. So, from your perspective, how much points you have?
Bad, I'm like 1300, 1400. Yeah. Sorry,
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
Terrible.
Definitely. I don't even want to talk about that shit. Forget we say that. All right, let's go. Let's have a look and see who is number one in Trinidad and Tobago. Let's see what points they have. Wow. So you're seeing the level of points these men have. Okay, so you can understand how far behind a lot of us are. Including myself. All right, so that's the top 10. Let's look at the next 10. Again, these people take it seriously. They do take it very, very seriously. That's the top 20 in Trinidad and Tobago there. You see the top 20. All right. Let's have a look now and see with the team of the week. It'll be the players who would have had outstanding performances. And you see all the different players who would have done well for their respective teams for the week. All right. Let's now have a look at the players who people wanted to bring into their team this week. Bruno Fernandes, I know he mentioned a star player, but he's the man who's doing everything for Manchester United right now. Yeah, I mean, everything. Marmouche come along for Man City, and now Haaland is out for maybe until the end of Isaac. He'll be about 150 million. He's the most in-demand striker, I think, right now for everybody. And who knows who scored the goals and then Sarr. Who did they get rid of this week? Cole Palmer. All right, he was injured, but he's back now. Alexander Arnold, who wants to leave and go to... He had many Liverpool fans annoyed because he wanted to go Real Madrid, right? They can't understand why he wants to do that. Wood is coming over injury, and they are the rest. All right, we're moving on to a new segment. Let's go, the new segment.
You think you coulda get in on my feelings? You coulda get me fi settle down. Me give ya hit and run. Me give ya hit.
this segment, it is, even though it's not exactly what the song says, that's to correct it. Because I don't want to put nobody in trouble. There's some men here who could get in trouble. And I don't want to do that. All right. Instead, it's really about which player you want to get rid of on your team, which player hit and run you want to remove from your team. You feel letting down your team, really playing a lot of crap. So, Scott, let me start with you, Juventus. Scott, where boy?
Where do I start? I believe they need a refresher up front. Big reputation, good Serbian striker, Vlahovic.
Yes.
Then there 3 years. You need to freshen
Yeah.
that up a little bit. You know, you're not hitting on all cylinders.
He hasn't scored, and there was a lot of expectation for him to do that.
He came in a big. Well, he is a great player, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes he just don't click, you know. And I think he's running scores.
All right. Anastasia, anybody from Real Madrid?
Alaba. Yeah, I mean, after coming back from the long-term injury, he's already past his best.
Okay.
Yeah, I could go separate ways with Alaba now.
You're with him?
Yeah.
You're keeping Mendy?
Mendy, as well, I can do it getting rid of him.
Because I'd say, all
No.
right.
Yeah, Mendy and Alaba. But, I mean, if I reach a position that I have to pick one,
Okay, go with Alaba.
it will be Alaba.
All
I mean, Mendy do, from time to time.
All right, but Alaba was injured, and Mendy wasn't injured. So that's my thinking.
It's not going to get better for
Oh, you
Alaba.
feel it's going to get better?
Yeah. He's old.
All right. Sure the man is.
Yeah,
Man
well.
serve the team good. Dump the man, go your way. They dump him, yes? All right, that's what Real Madrid is. Arsenal don't like that, boy. Loyalty is what you call loyalty. All right. But that explains why you have 2 jerseys. All right. So anyway,
One idea.
that's what it is.
No, we already got a Rashford, so no. Casemiro, he had a platter to go.
Yeah.
Casemiro, I can't understand him. The
We
man
nobody
come with
wanted him,
all that credentials, and since he come, boy, he ain't do nothing.
Yeah, but clearly Amorim is not intent on playing him at all. Really, the truth. So he is almost. Yeah, he done. Gerald, anybody?
I can't think of a player, but very controversially, I know I might start a whole, but Arteta, I've never been happy with him.
I want to
From
get
the start, I didn't want him. I didn't want him.
I think he had 1 more year.
That's too much. I didn't want
That'll
him.
be 6 years, eh? 6 years,
Yeah.
with 6 years.
Yeah.
That's that long.
Yeah.
He's the longest serving manager
Yeah.
besides Pep. We played Pep Guardiola.
I didn't want him from the start, and it's documented. I have it out there in the right. I
Sure.
never wanted him, so that's the only thing I could think of. If we're getting rid of somebody, Arteta. Never wanted him from the start.
It should be interesting. Gentlemen, when you look around the Premier League or La Liga and you look at the coaches that they have, because we were talking about that before, Mr. with you. Besides Arteta, who are you seeing other young coaches coming up now? Because people go say, if you get rid of Arteta, who are you going to get?
I'm not impressed. I'm old school here. I'm not impressed by anybody yet. Maybe if you talk about the guys like Hansi Flick and those kind of guys.
Yeah, but them fellas didn't leaving to come there.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's
them
it.
leaving Barcelona.
Yeah, but no, I'm not impressed.
So that's the problem you have.
Yeah.
Nigel, from your
yeah.
perspective.
We have an old coach come go Nottingham Forest, but we are old. The rehash,
Yes.
amazing.
But he went
boy.
to Tottenham and didn't do nothing, eh?
He did nothing. Some men is just they do something like they change the flavor and it
Yeah.
work better in wherever.
They playing good.
Working there.
Yeah. Any young coaches seen wrong?
Javi Alonso?
Okay, but him, well, after the
you can
success
price
of
him away.
Leverkusen, I feel he quite could go to Spain or whatever other country that the case may be. But yes, he's a young coach, and they're second again this season.
Very soon, I believe, Ancelotti will be parting ways with us. I would actually
Brazil
like
want
to see
Ancelotti. You know Brazil
exactly.
want him bad, eh?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yes, Brazil
seeing
want
him
him
go
because
Brazil.
they fired the coach.
Yeah, well, deservedly so.
Yeah. Scott?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I kind of disagree with you with Arteta. You're not
Right.
winning, but he's
Yes.
knocking on the door. But having said that, I find before the show, Andrew was
Yes.
telling me about 4 or 5 coaches in England. You know, among those teams on the South Coast,
The young
Brighton,
coach in
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth,
You
yes.
know, and Crystal Palace coach, I think is very, very good.
But if you know,
German, he's a German, right?
Yes,
Austrian?
German.
Yeah.
But if you look at the
Those guys
example,
are
look at
very
Potter.
good.
He was doing so
Yeah.
good at Brighton. He gone
No,
Chelsea.
correct.
And
It's a big step up.
so the step up sometimes
It
they don't
is.
really make the grade as
Yes.
easy.
But those Fulham coach, the Spanish and the German
Yes,
coaches.
yes.
Potters came from Norway, I think, Sweden, and then went to Brighton.
And Brighton, but he did good in Brighton.
These guys have a kind of educated edge.
Right.
That quite very, very impressive with what they're doing with these smaller teams. Between 6 and 10.
That's what makes the English Premier League so close. And I say, look, if it's strong, they're going to get demoted. They're definitely going to get demoted. And they beat Bournemouth. In Bournemouth.
In Bournemouth, yes.
So that's to tell you. All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back. This is the 12th man here on TTT.
Football is back, and with it, sporting fans, so is the 12th man. It's new, it's different, it's interactive, and most of all, it's fun. This is Mikey Holding, giving a big shout out to the one and only Andre Errol Baptiste, the original 12th man, back again for a record-breaking 5th season on TTT. Join and share in the smiles and more on the 12th man.
Business is a powerhouse, and at Unipet, we recognize the importance of efficiency in every operation. From logistics to marine operations, our commercial fuel solutions are expertly tailored to ensure your operations run smoothly and efficiently. With Unipet, it's more than just fuel. It's about providing seamless delivery, unmatched reliability, and the dedicated support necessary to propel your business forward. Join the myriad of industries across the nation that trust Unipet for superior efficiency, sustainability, and performance. Contact us today at 338-4UNI, sales at unipet.co.tt, or visit our website at unipet.co.tt to explore our solutions. Unipet Commercial Fuel, powering your potential.
This segment is brought to you by Unipet.
Sir.
All right, next up is the very popular Waysa segment brought to you by Unipet. Remember, Unipet can go and get all of your gas wherever you're going. You say Waysa and you go to Unipet. All right, so let's see who the players who would have had reasonably good moments for their respective teams. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at some of the players who they would have put down. All right, there you see some of the players who would have had reasonably good moments for their teams. There's a Barcelona guy there who Marvin wanted to get rid of at the start of the season, Robert Lewandowski. But without him, Barcelona would not be where they are. But you see, that's Barcelona, Real Madrid similar. They want to get rid of these old guys who've contributed. No loyalty here, no loyalty. All right, Kylian Mbappe, who's wrongly into form. With Real Madrid, he is wrong into form, so he's always going to be a dangerous player. Marcus Rashford, who seems to have got a breath of fresh air since he has gone to Aston Villa, and he's scored back-to-back goals for the team. SA for Crystal Palace, who would have helped them in the FA Cup, of course. And of course, as Scott has mentioned, Nuno Espirito Santo, who's going to Nottingham Forest and transformed that team completely. They look unbeatable. They held Liverpool to a draw. And the same thing with Arsenal, the good Man City pressure, they're still there. Who would have expected? They roll back the years, as the case may be. All right, so we're going to give you an imaginary situation. This is how it works. We give you an imaginary situation. And therefore, here how you would say Waysa, who you would call first. I'm going to start with the happiest man here, the Real Madrid man, wearing Ajax jersey. We start with him first. So, man, you should hear the situation, which will make you very happy. It would make Barcelona very unhappy. You're going to win you do the treble. You win the Copa, you win La Liga, and you win the Champions League. Let's hear your version of Waysa, and I want you to tell us who you would call. Who you would call after you win those 3 titles.
Waysa! Nah. And I would have to do a group call.
Who you calling? You have anybody in particular? Any friends in particular? Who you calling?
Yes. I'll have to call Roshan.
He's what team? He's what team?
He's a Man U. A Man U fan.
Who you calling Man U man for?
No, but there's
you call him Man U man for? But go ahead.
And another fellow Real Madrid family member of mine, Elias Ludi.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
There's the two of them alone. You know Barcelona meant to call?
They don't answer.
It's not the first time I've heard that.
They don't answer.
It's not the first time I've heard
so
that.
I'll go visit them.
You go by the house?
Yeah, I visit them.
They shut the door, you know.
That is not
man, take off your phone, you know. All right. I hear you. Nigel, here's the situation. Manchester United go on and win the European League, and that means you qualify for the Champions League, despite what everybody else tell you. If you win the European League, as you know, you qualify for the Champions League. So at the end of the day, people can tell you what they want. So if that happens, Manchester United go on and win the European League and qualify for the Champions League. Let's say you're Wesa, and then I want to know who you call it.
Wesa! Boy, I call him Hadid and my brother. Roger Hadid and my brother.
The Liverpool man.
And my brother. Another Liverpool man. And I might call George Shepard one time too.
Right, you're stringing all together.
3 Liverpool men are given a call one time.
All right. Let me go here. Gerald had the situation. There's only one thing Arsenal could win right now, right? Honestly, they just visit the Champions League. They have no chance, obviously, in terms of the league title. Arsenal go on and win the Champions League. And if they were to qualify, I would love to play Barcelona and beat them like 5-0, but that's kind of hard to do, right? Nevertheless, Arsenal go on and win the Champions League. Let's hear your version of Wesa.
Wesa! And I'm calling my very good Guna colleague, David James. We talk every match day. Call him the first person I call it.
And what are you going to do? There's talk.
Yeah, I might run to his house and all.
Yeah. No other opponent team you want to call?
I'm not that kind of fan.
You're not that kind of fan?
No, I let the results. I don't waste time bantering. I'm not that kind of fan. Yeah, nothing to that. No.
All right. It's been quite good though, I must tell you. When banter, it's been quite good. It's been quite good. Trust me, it's been quite good. Scott?
It's not anything for me.
No, well, Juventus, yes. All right, I'm going to
go Manchester United.
So then I'm going to go Manchester United. Right, I'm going to switch. We're going to make it good for you. All right, so Manchester United, as you would have heard from what I told Nigel, Manchester United, Scott, go on and win the European League, which guarantees them a place in the Champions League, contrary to what everybody else may say, because the team that come 5th and 6th not going to make it anymore because that gets priority over that. All right, so let's hear your version of Wesa first.
I'll be like, Wesa!
All right.
And I'll probably call Manchester United chat group.
Okay.
Right? Who are hail out to them.
Yes.
Right? Very nice boys.
Right.
Dwayne Rodriguez-Sayers, Joel Francois, a couple other guys. Very nice fellas, very enthusiastic about their team. And, I'll be very happy for them. That's the first call I'll make. The second call, like Nigel, I'll add one more name to that list, is Justin Trestriel.
Okay.
Caden Father. He's a big Liverpool man.
Like Caden Father?
I'll give him some talk as well. Huge Liverpool fan. And Sheldon Waite.
Oh, real Liverpool men there? Yeah. They're hurting, the Liverpool is hurting after that loss against PSG, obviously. But PSG, honestly, before we go to the break, PSG, have they surprised you? Because...
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you might end up playing them, and whoever win the game between Arsenal and Real Madrid have to play the against PSG or Aston Villa,
which is going to be an entertaining semi-final.
Yeah. I should tell you that Arsenal beat PSG at home. All right. And then show that in so you understand that the side there. Go ahead.
They're loaded up with all the big players with Messi and Mbappe and Neymar. And as they all gone, suddenly now they're playing ball.
All right. We're going to go quickly. We have the doghouse next. Let's go. All right. Who you want to put in the doghouse? Let me start with you first, John. Anybody want to put in the doghouse?
You're the head coach of Tottenham.
Yeah. Oh, of course. You don't find if he stay there longer, Tottenham continue to lose, so it's okay. You want him to go?
I mean, fair enough. Well, I mean, if you want to put Amorim in that, then because some of his decision making are fine. Yeah, boy. Yeah, he could put Amorim.
But he inherited the team, eh?
No, but still, man. He have some decent players that he could change around. He could do and make his substitutions a little earlier. I find he doing some weird decision making.
Nigel, we want to put you
same doghouse, Amorim. He could fit. But I actually might put the whole team in the doghouse for this year. I'm going to get a big doghouse because, but the amount of flack I take because of them, I put the whole team in the doghouse.
I know plenty Manchester United men who normally don't make jokes. They're making jokes on themselves. When at Manchester United manager started sending jokes on himself, he started to say, wait, what's going on here? Something clearly wrong. Because that never happened. Them come out against themselves. Wow. And good night to Peter Richards, wherever he is. All right, let me hear you.
For the doghouse, it would have to be Lewandowski. Just because of the form he is in. Yeah, no one expected that.
Yeah.
I want to... put a stop to that.
You want to put a stop? Oh, because the man ain't doing bad. I want to know why you playing the man in the doghouse. Oh, the man ain't doing bad. Yeah, you that's wicked. You wicked. In other words, you playing a man who doing good in the doghouse. That's going against the doghouse. The doghouse is not for a man who doing good. You understand? You wicked. You're wicked. Scott?
Juventus hierarchy already sent Thiago Mato to the water to the doghouse, right? So just quickly, if I had one, it will be Enos, who took over United.
Yes.
Came with a lot of expectation and that kind of stuff, and I think they're making it a very difficult environment for the team to succeed. They've added another burden of to me, chaos, difficulty.
No. Sometimes you wonder which Manchester United team is playing because it's hard to see them losing so much. Not as a minor, but the game itself is not what you expect. But they play good against, you realize they play good against Liverpool, they go play good against Man City, they go play good against Arsenal. They play good against the good team, which suggests they have something in them, obviously. All right, you're going to take a short break. We'll be back.
Hey football fans, this is Shaka Hislop. Football fever returns to Trinidad and Tobago, and for many, this is the best time of their life. In Trinidad and Tobago, nothing beats a good old talk. The banter, the heckling, the teasing. And in season 5 of the 12th Man, Andre Batiste is committed to delivering your voice and your team. 12th Man is on and better than ever. And all you say a prayer for Andre, please. Let's pray together that this is Arsenal's year. Lord knows we've been laughing at him long enough.
Powerhouse. And at Unipet, we recognize the importance of efficiency in every operation. From logistics to marine operations, our commercial fuel solutions are expertly tailored to ensure your operations run smoothly and efficiently. With Unipet, it's more than just fuel. It's about providing seamless delivery, unmatched reliability, and the dedicated support necessary to propel your business forward. Join the myriad of industries across the nation that trust Unipet for superior efficiency, sustainability, and performance. Contact us today at 338-4UNI, sales at unipet.co.tt, or visit our website at unipet.co.tt to explore our solutions. Unipet Commercial Fuel, powering your potential.
All right, welcome back. This is the 12th Man here on TTT. We're going to roll back the years. We're going to start with Scott and ask each of you all what has been your best moments. In Scott's case, it's Juventus. What has been your best moment as a supporter of your respective teams? So, Scott, Juventus.
There were many.
Yes.
But I'll have to say that when I was young, within the Champions League with fellas like Tardelli and Chiré and those kind, when I first in 1985 against a very, 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 very good Liverpool side from the mid-80s from England. That to me, I'll go back and hark back to those memories.
In terms of Juventus, who do you think was the best player that ever played for Juventus?
That's a tough one. I would say, well, Baggio played for a while. Del Piero.
I was going to say Del Piero. Del Piero is the man that comes straight to my mind, obviously.
Well, he was the modern day Juventus, star boy,
To do it all,
yes, that's
to do it all. And Cijo, best moment as a Real Madrid supporter?
There's two that is tough.
And I'm almost sure I can guess one already because of who you like, but go ahead.
Definitely.
I know which one it is.
The Sergio Ramos header.
Champions League comeback against Madrid, right?
Yes.
I will never forget. I remember thinking this game is over and I just happened to come into work and I look on the TV and just happened to be there for the last one and I watch this man score this and I say, you know what, Madrid go and beat this side.
Correct. That moment. And in recent times, the comeback against Man City, Rodrigo. Yeah, wow, that was amazing. Yeah.
Yes, that was shocking to me. More than amazing. Nigel?
No brainer. 99. York. Extra time. 2 goals in extra time. When they didn't have them long extra time.
Yeah.
It was at 3 minutes extra time. And we scored 2 to take the treble. 99 Manchester United. Best ever.
Jared?
Has to be that FA Cup run where we went very poor form in the league and we had City in the semis and Chelsea in the final and we went on to win that FA Cup run. That was crazy.
That's with Arteta?
No, with Wenger self.
Wenger,
because I remember when he beat City in the final and that iconic picture with Wenger celebrating on the sideline because they gave us no chance against a City team.
Right.
And then against a Chelsea team with Costa and those. So it was that was a great memory for me, beating those 2 big rivals.
Because I know with Arteta, we managed to beat Man City as well, eh?
Yes,
and then go to the final too as well. Same sort of Chelsea again.
Yeah.
You know, it's consistent. All right, so let's have a look at what the schedule of matches coming up this weekend, I should say. And there's the big game, you've seen it there. Man, well, a number of games there, but the game that would stand out is the Manchester Derby for many people. Manchester United against Manchester City. All right, Manisha, let me ask you first. Who are you for that game?
Well, I like Man. You have a soft spot for Manchester.
You have a soft spot for Manchester United?
I mean, it's...
All right, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So I like Man U.
You like Man City?
No,
because
1-1.
Because they beat all here?
No. I mean, I've beaten them.
Okay.
You're right. Pep.
Pep
is still a Barcelona mole in City and anything Barcelona need to weed them out.
You don't like Pep. All right, the truth come out. Nothing wrong with the truth. Nothing wrong. We can live with that.
Yeah, to weed them out.
Jared, who are you picking for that game?
Man U. Because as much as Man U's having a poor season, for some reason they always step up. And I think they will want to beat their rivals. They will want to end on a high and beat their rivals at this stage of the season, for sure.
Scott always seen this game.
Well, I agree with, well, of course, I'm biased.
Yes.
Right? And we are playing at Old Trafford, I believe. And no Haaland. All right? And De Bruyne in and out. You know, they're moving on. New guard. I think City right now, yes. City right now is in a little mix and match.
Yes.
And, they're ushering in new.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I agree with them that actually United as a side might be a little more settled. They might be very good, but they might be a little more settled.
Yeah.
And I could see them notching one,
How are you looking forward to watching that game? Where watching at home? Where with your friend? Where was it?
Definitely home. My setup at home. I have a nice setup home. All right. But yeah, clean sweep Man U this year. I think Man U started Man City's slide at the start when everybody was hot with Man City.
Yes.
After that loss, they kind of never recovered. And I feel Man U gonna pull it off and do a clean sweep. We kind of come like going back to cricket here. West Indies beat Australia, but we can't beat Bangladesh. Kind of thing.
Yes.
We play good when we step up, but when you have to step down and play Ipswich or one of them teams down below, we find a way of losing. So I think Man U gonna win this one.
All right, so I get a little bit of time in. NFL, who you like this season for the NFL?
Yeah, Commanders. I mean, that's a no-brainer for me. I back in them since '81. So, we got a big quarterback. So, I think we got to the NFC Championship game. I feel next year we're going to see some nice things coming out of Washington for the first time for a while.
Got to be back in this season.
Well, I'm an AFC man.
Yes.
I like Denver Broncos, but I really hopeful that Buffalo Bills do something with Josh Allen. Yeah. I hope for Josh Allen's sake. I like Josh Allen. Too nice. Too nice.
Manager, do you follow the NFL at all?
I don't, but I just feel they need to support Nigel here. So whoever he's supporting, I'm supporting.
All right. You don't follow the NFL. And then the last question, quickly, who's going to win the Champions League?
Oh, I would love Bayern Munich to win Champions.
Bayern Munich.
I like Harry Kane.
You want Harry Kane against something, but oh God.
Not because I'm an English fan.
Yes.
I just find Harry Kane deserves something. Yeah.
All right.
Real Madrid.
I ain't asked you yet, but you know.
No, I mean.
I know you're going to that, but go ahead. It's all right. Who want to play in the finals?
Who like Barcelona?
All right. Yeah. Nigel?
Yamal.
Barcelona. And to end, rightfully so, to end, to close off the show, let me go to Jared. It's a very neutral question. Jared, who's going to win the Champions League? We end with you.
Arsenal.
All right. And that's where we end the program. Goodbye.
12th Man, brought to you by Coca-Cola.